Are you looking to transform your outdoor space into a beautiful setting but don't know exactly where to start? Well, Twombly Nursery may have the inspiration that you're looking for. It's there you'll find everything from unusual plants to old-time favorites as well as newer varieties. And of course, a knowledgeable staff there ready to get you started. Joining me now are co-owners Andrew Brodtman and Barry Bonin. Nice to have you guys here.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for bringing some beautiful plants here.
We brought spring to you.
It's fantastic. I like it. So give me an overview, Andrew, about the nursery.
The nursery started in 1967, and it started as a tree company, and it has evolved over the years. Over the last 30 years or so, we have gone from a tree company to one of the best nurseries in Connecticut.
Yeah, and Barry, there's a lot of variety there.
Tremendous amount of variety, yeah.
And a very knowledgeable staff, I would assume.
We have the best staff in Connecticut.
You guys have been there for a while?
I've been there about 18 years,
You have.
and we've owned the place for the last 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we were chatting before, you guys actually make house calls and come out to a homeowner's house.
Sure.
That is probably one of the bigger parts of what we do. Both me and Barry go out and we see people who are having trouble at their yard or just want our ideas of what to do for them.
Very good, because it could be very overwhelming. You don't know where to start.
It's a whole world of plants out there.
There are, and we're looking at some pictures right now on the screen. It just looks great. And this is the time of the year you really want to get started?
Now is a great time. This is spring. I know it's been a long time coming, but it is here. Plants are starting to sprout, and yes, spring is here, and now is a great time to be planting.
All right, well, let's talk about some of the examples you brought with you today. We'll start with the cherry tree.
This one is a dwarf cherry. It's called Little Twist, and if you want a cherry tree, because everybody
Who doesn't want a cherry tree, right?
Everybody loves a cherry blossom. We have Little Twist right here, which has been grafted onto the stem so that it is a neat little bush on the top.
I like it.
And then we have over here the same plant,
in a shrub
Little Twist, in a shrub form.
Oh, so you can get them in different sizes.
Exactly.
Very good. All right, let's continue down here. Some of these I don't recognize, some I do.
Okay, we do specialize in rare and unusual plants. So a lot of these you might look at and say, ooh, that looks like something, but it might be a little different.
Okay. So let's go ahead, Barry. Tell me what's next.
We could move on to these junipers here.
Okay.
A lot of people are familiar with junipers. That's actually a shore juniper, so it has loves the sun like most junipers, but it has excellent deer resistance, which most don't. Only gets about a foot tall, maybe 5 or 6 feet wide, but terrific as a ground cover, and it'll have that nice golden color all year. So you're not depending on something to bloom to give you a little pizzazz.
Sure. And I'm assuming nature plays into it. If you do have deer, if you don't have any sun, there must be, you have to choose accordingly, right?
That is the biggest thing. That's what we try to get across to people. When you come to us, we know our plants, and we'll tell you and can help you with deer resistance, shade tolerance, drought tolerance. This is a plant that Barry introduced me to a couple years ago. I had a problem spot on a property, and I said, Barry, I need something. I need something that's going to be really tough. I want it to be really kind of neat looking. If you look at this cute little leaf on it, I didn't know the plant before I used it, but then I put it on this rocky slope right next to the road. It gets battered and beaten. You go by in the spring, and it's very colorful.
Really?
In the summertime, it has flowers.
What's it called?
It's called sorbaria, and I never knew it before. But I tell you what, now whenever I have a really hard spot,
that's your go-to,
I'm thinking sorbaria.
Very good. All right, let's keep going here. I see some colors down here. What are those?
Okay, those are rhododendron macronulatum. There's 2 varieties there. That's the straight species, and this one is called bright pink.
That's bright pink.
One of the first shrubs to bloom in the spring. Usually coincides about the same time as star magnolia, so makes a great companion plant.
Very good. We have about a minute left, so if there's another one you'd like to highlight. They're all so pretty.
Okay, dwarf crabapple here.
Okay.
Crabapples can be a little tricky because some of them get really big. And some of them don't have particularly good disease resistance. This one here is called coral burst, which when the buds start to pop in the spring, they will literally be the color of your dress.
Oh, how beautiful
So gorgeous,
that is.
and then they'll open to a pale pink flower. But excellent disease resistance, not a lot of fruit, so it's not a real messy tree, but really makes about a 8 by 8 or 10 foot by 10 foot head. and very little pruning required.
I like the sound of that. All right, guys, we're just about out of time, but we're going to talk a little bit more at the end of the show about how to get rid of those weeds. Right?
Okay, yep.
All right, for more information on Twombly Nursery, they are located in Monroe. You can call 203-261-2133 or visit twomblynursery.com. Guys, thanks so much for being here. A lot of good advice.
Thank you.